Well, hello everybody. Hope you're having a great day there. This is Borderline Banter, and my name is Mike. Yeah, we got lots to go on about tonight, but before we even get into that, let's see who's with us tonight. First of all, and as always, Dustin.
It's going pretty good. Your audio cut out there for a moment. Hopefully that's just a minor glitch. It's hump day. Going pretty good for me so far. Have a pretty good week. And we have a guest with us here tonight.
Yeah.
I'd like everyone to welcome Nachomama.
Uh,
Hi guys.
hey Nacho, you're not a mom, right?
I am not your mama, literally.
Nope.
I play a lot of GTA role play, and we were trying to come up with a character name. My nephew and I, we were brainstorming, and he asked me for permission to go do something while my brother and sister-in-law were at home. And I just looked at him and said, "Boy, I'm not your mama. Go ask your mama." That's how my name was born.
Yeah, that's always good to hear.
Mhm.
And it stuck with you. How? So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
I'm a 54-year-old full-time content streamer. And by full-time, do I mean that I make enough money to call myself a full-time streamer? Not really. However, I had surgery in 2017 that ended badly, and I couldn't go back to a quote-unquote normal job. So I had to find a plan B, a different way to earn a dollar or two and try to help my husband out. And I started streaming, and long story short, it brought me out of depression. It literally has saved my life. My
Well,
community is my heart, and I absolutely love what I do.
well, no, that's great to hear. I know what, if before we get too far, if you want to push your Discord, because I actually just joined your Discord, it's a great community. You're more than welcome
Thank
to
you.
post it in there. No, that's great to hear. It's good to hear because actually, one thing we do take here is depression and self awareness
Hmm.
of just life in general. We take that very seriously at Borderline Banter, and
Hmm.
yeah, no, that's great to hear that this is what got you out of that. I just recently,
Absolutely.
I recently just got over that as well, and maybe it was this that helped. I got a new cat too, so that probably did help most of it. But
Yeah, and Rose a cutie.
no, this. You're right. Just the community and how you realize that there's people out there who actually care, and this
Exactly.
stranger on the internet, they actually do care, and so that's great to hear.
Hmm.
And you know what? As long as you're doing what makes you happy too, right? You enjoy to do it,
Absolutely. I,
right?
I love what I do. I say, and with all due respect to both of you guys, but I say all the time that there's not a streamer on this planet that loves their community like I do. And I don't mean that disrespectful towards any other streamer on the planet.
I
I'm just
don't think
telling you,
anyone would take that.
they
So.
they are my heart. I literally love them like they're my family.
And that's great. Actually, yeah, I saw some conversations in there today too, in
Hmm.
there, and everyone's pretty good. And once somebody steps offline just a little bit, they it doesn't seem like they last too long, right?
Hmm.
So, and it's not that they were rude, but it's like, you know what, you're not going to tolerate that, and
Yep.
that's what it should
We're a
be. Like,
positive place.
yeah,
Like,
and that's
there's
and
no room for trolls or just negativity in my Discord or in my stream when I'm live. I'm not live currently, by the way, but there's no room for that. I'm sure you all are aware there are plenty of streamers on Kick who will allow you to say whatever the heck you want to say in their chat. I'm not one of those people. You're going to be nice to my people. Like, it's different if you're ugly to me. I can handle that, but you're not going to attack my
yeah,
community.
and that's not right either. But that's how I feel. I'm not gonna. We luckily we haven't found that yet here, and
Hmm.
I think for the most part, kick in general is good for that. Now there's a dark side to kick, as we all know, and
Hmm.
makes me not be the happiest always with this platform. But in general, it's a good place to be, and the viewers and people are great.
Hmm.
So, um, so you had some bad news today. Do you want to share that with us, or
Uh, my
yeah?
my computer, my PC has bitten the dust. I've had it 6 years. I'm using it now. I can use it for Discord. I can use it to watch like YouTube. I can try to play Fortnite on it, but it's like watching a stop animation movie. I cannot stream right now. I just cannot. I tried twice yesterday. I deleted both of those videos because I refused to put out crappy content. So as soon as I look back at the VODs, I'm like, nope, gotta go, gotta go. It has bit the dust, and so we are in the, and by we, I mean the Nacho fam. we are in the process of figuring out a way to get me another PC because I got to get back to my people.
Oh, for sure, and I get that. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
main thing, and that's it keeps you going. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who
Mm-hmm.
want to see you, who like to talk to you. You gave my name out, and I can see there's a few people of your community here right now that is
Oh, yeah.
actually that is
And
actually
there's going to
here,
be
so-
more. Nacho fam.
So.
Not y'all better. Kane,
Yeah.
TT, and Steve. Go in the Discord right now and tag everybody you know and tell them to get
Oh,
their buns over
there's
here, or
another caller.
Nacho's going
Thank
to
you.
come and talk to them.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say this turnout is one of the best we've seen. We like to have guests on for that kind of that purpose, is to find other people's communities who might enjoy this kind of content, and vice versa.
Absolutely.
You know,
So-
that's the ultimate goal, is to find someone who actually wants to watch what the fuck we're doing here.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's been.
And we're past 5 minutes, so that yep, damn right.
So for everybody out there who doesn't know what we do, what we actually do here at Borderline Banter is we're just pretty much a podcast that likes to banter about current events, topics, the gaming community, RP, and just talk to people that we would never really talk to. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if I was sitting at a bar, we probably wouldn't. None of us would probably talk together because that's just the way it
Oh,
is.
that
you know what I mean?
depends.
So,
That depends.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
No, let me tell you what I do in a bar. When I go to a bar, I try to find a dude. Now, I've been married almost
Yeah.
29 years, okay? But I try to find a dude that's sitting by himself that looks like his dog died and he lost his job and his wife cheated on him. That one dude who looks like his whole world is crap on that particular day, right?
yeah.
And I send him a drink, and I tell the bartender or the waitress or whoever, never tell him who it came from. Just tell him that there's somebody in the room that thinks he's an attractive man. And then I spend the rest of the night watching his face light up, watching him look around and connect with
Like that
people
somebody
that he
was at-
normally wouldn't have connected with. That's what I do.
No, you may be right because I used to actually. I'm just under 10 months sober, so I don't go to bars anymore. But I used to go to frequent them quite a bit, and I actually did make quite a bit. I did. Sorry, I just saw your comment that threw me off. I did see a whole bunch
Crackhead.
of yeah.
Crackhead is just midnight. That's
Yeah.
my real life nephew, and
Yeah.
Crackhead is his nickname.
Hey, I'll call him Midnight for now until I get to know him.
He's not an actual crackhead.
No,
He
he's just his
got that
past.
nickname learning how to walk.
Oh, yeah?
He looked, I told him he looked like a crackhead looking for his next hit of crack. I've called him crackhead since he was a baby.
Yeah, that's my answer for. You know, like I have a niece, and you gotta keep them going. You gotta keep bugging them.
Mm.
But yeah, so we just go on. We usually talk about a few topics. Tonight we're gonna be talking about. Actually, I believe it's gonna be talking about Kick and Aidan Ross and Andrew Tate.
Yeah, that's a good segue to jump right into our
For
first
sure.
article here.
Don't forget to push your Discord there, Nachomama, because we'd love you to just so
Okay.
if you want, because yeah, there's probably. a
I
few people
got
in
you.
there. But yeah, let's start away, Dustin.
All right, starting off from Kotaku. Andrew Tate arrested after streamer Aidan Ross blabs his escape plan. The former Twitch star revealed Tate's plan to leave Romania to his viewers.
So former Twitch current Kick. Yeah. Hey, do you
Oh, am I not supposed to laugh at that? That's kind of funny, right?
That is like, now.
Accidental dry snitching.
Yeah. That is weird. So I don't know. Like, why would they be talking about it anyway? Would there actually be that, or were they just joking around? Was it like what you should do? I don't watch Aidan Ross. I'm not a fan. So.
Well, I mean, did he reveal the real plan or just a theoretical, like, you know?
Now I know
I have no idea. I don't watch either of them, so I don't know.
Not I know we talked about it before,
Yeah.
but what's your opinion on Aidan Ross or Andrew Tate?
Okay, Andrew Tate, I don't know a whole lot about him. I did watch a couple of videos on him just because everybody was like, what do you think about Andrew Tate? So I was like, well, I got to be prepared to answer this question, for the next time it comes up. I just think
Thank you
he's
for the
not the
follow.
biggest fan of women. And I think he's very opinionated and very loud. I don't agree with most of what he says, but at the same time, he's valid on some of his points. As far as Aidan Ross goes, thank you. D1C is Tommy P. You're going to hear me say Tommy P. That's who I'm talking about. Aidan Ross Aiden says he's a trash human. I don't think he's I'm sorry, Tommy said he's a trash human. I don't think he's a trash human. I think Aiden is a content creator, and I have respect for him from one creator to another. Like, I respect every creator on this planet. I know how hard it is to do what we do. We like behind the scenes when we have technical issues, you know,
Yes.
like I know what it's like. I also know that Aiden has Citrus and other people to help him when he's got a problem. Meanwhile, I'm sitting over here with the PC on his last leg. I don't have a Citrus.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, exactly. The people bow to him.
However, Aiden's freaking community, okay? A lot of people are saying that SSB, which is what Aiden Ross and his community refers to themselves as. I don't know what SSB stands for. I refer to them as stupid some bitches. That's what I think it stands for. Okay. But it's because the content they put out is freaking crap. It's crap. And their audience is young ass kids. Young kids. Just to use one example, Sweater God, who is part of SSB, part of Aiden's group, within the past week, was live streaming drunk. The girl he was with was drunk.
I saw that video, yeah.
Yes, and he put a gun in his girlfriend's mouth. He put it to her head, and then he put it to her mouth. He got banned for 37 minutes.
That's it, yeah. And no, that's
37 minutes.
And no,
and when you talk about it, people are like, but it was an airsoft gun. I don't give a shit what kind of gun it was, because the kids that were watching don't know that was an airsoft gun. And the kids that were watching think it's cool, and they might go grab dad's gun and put it in their friend's mouth because they saw somebody else do it. But dad's gun is not an airsoft gun.
Exactly. And they're gonna take the clip out and not realizing there's a bullet there, and boom. So, because he pulled the trigger too. He did pull the trigger. I saw that.
Yes.
And we've done stories on that clown who killed that what's his name? The actor who's being charged.
Baldwin,
Alec Baldwin, right?
Yeah, Alec.
How much of a piece of shit he is. And I hope you don't like him, but I don't. I think he's a piece of shit. He's like, oh, well, it should have been loaded. You do not point guns at anybody. When it's a Nerf gun, you know, or a water gun.
Well, unless you intend to shoot them.
Or if you intended to shoot them, yes. If you want to shoot them, okay, point a gun at them. Yes, 100%.
Right. It's gun safety 101.
And actually,
don't point at anything you're not ready to shoot.
That's one reason why.
Even if it's on safety, you're pointing it at it, you better be willing and ready to shoot that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know?
That's one reason. Actually, I was a little upset with Kick last week because I saw that. I saw that, and yeah, I was pretty upset. And for the DJ, so Alec Baldwin had live ammunition in his pocket for some reason that day. I do not know why, but they use a real gun. They're just blank bullets that have a different color base. And it is his fault. He had loaded button. You do not point a gun. And there's many videos of him pointing that gun at people earlier that day, pointing around. On a movie set, you do not point a gun. And I know it's a problem.
Well, and also the scene didn't call for that to be happening either. It's not like, oh, I was following the script. It wasn't. He was off script. His character wasn't supposed to even be doing that action.
We've talked about Alec Baldwin quite a bit on the show, actually. So,
which info, DJ?
Alec Baldwin and him with the prop gun, right? They refile charges for a reason, so they clearly got something on him. The prop lady just got put in jail. She's gonna face manslaughter charge. She's got convicted for manslaughter. But regardless, yeah, you don't point a gun at anyone's face live, no matter what, prop or not. You know, if it has a chance of going off, you cannot. Oh, you can look
about rounds in his pockets. Yeah, I don't know about that either.
It's public here. I'll try to see where I found it. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. It doesn't really change anything if they were in his pockets, but like, part of the trial with the armor lady or whatever, they said that the live rounds apparently were brought there from her house. I guess there's evidence introduced of that. They didn't give us that evidence, of course, but
wow.
So
that's part of why she was found guilty, was that the bullets came from her house.
But they're in his pocket from Reuters. In fact, they have a story from March 27th, 2023.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go over it right now, but it does explain.
That's fine, but that's the source. So, yeah. But yeah, that's a crazy story. We're going to follow up on for sure. The thing is, with the armor lady getting found guilty, it's potentially going to help Baldwin escape charges.
Yeah,
because they'll be able to point to that verdict in his trial.
There's also a video of Alec Baldwin being mad at the person that was killed. He was calling her names and stuff. He was already pissed off at her. He already
What a
said some
dick.
horrible things to her. Now, did he mean to kill her? I highly doubt it, but still, he pulled the trigger. Maybe he put the bullet in there saying, "Oh, I didn't know it was a live round." Again, I'm not saying that. I'm
Well,
just
but
saying,
that's why we have different charges.
so,
So,
yeah.
that's like reckless homicide,
Yeah.
or something like that, reckless manslaughter.
Mhm.
There's
And that's
charges
the
that
thing.
make it make sense for the scenario, and you get that many years.
And that's the thing, even
Not
with
0.
blanks, because even with blanks, sometimes blanks will be shot. That's why you're not supposed to point them at people. They'll make the sound, but very rare a part will come out. But that's why you don't point it at somebody. But again, we'll find out what happens. I'm not the court. The courts will decide. We get
Yeah, they will.
we go off topic.
We're on a
lots here at the
tangent
Banter.
here.
We do. It's not hard, right? So
Um,
so
yeah,
how-
so I guess bringing us back to this Tate and Ross thing. Yes, they've got a quote here from Aidion. Andrew had hit me up. He said, "Hey, I'm going to be leaving Romania soon and probably never coming back. If you want to come over and do a week long of long streams and content before I leave, I think it'll be big.
Jermaine.
And it's never. I'm sorry," he said. "It's basically now or never."
Okay, so did Aiden say that? Did Tate say that? Like who's
This
that?
is
Saying that
Aiden
Andrew
Ross saying
texted
this.
him. Yeah, Andrew texted Aiden.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Aiden Ross saying that Tate said this thing about leaving, and that's the important part. The leaving and never coming back is he's
And in
they're
Romania,
still processing his charges and shit.
And in
Yeah.
Romania, you're guilty to proven innocent. That's pretty much how it is there.
Well, if you flee the country, that's you
but
can't.
that's- yeah.
That would be true almost anywhere. You can't flee the country while under.
But they don't have the laws like here.
Investigation and
They're
stuff.
like even then, but they don't have the laws like we do here in North America. In Romania, you're guilty until you're proven innocent, pretty much.
In what way do you mean that?
That's why they locked him up so long last time because
Do they not have bail for anybody there,
nope, they don't. I could be wrong,
or just not bail for him?
There was no bail.
That's why I'm asking.
Him and his brother were locked up for.
But is it all of Romania or just him?
That's something I don't know, but from what I heard, but. Okay.
Well, because you're saying Romania is guilty till innocent.
Yeah.
To be guilty till innocent, there'd have to be no bail for anybody, right?
Yeah, we'll find out. I'll look it up right now. Yeah, they
'Cause that's part of our due
He's right,
process.
They probably have his passport. Like they already told him not to leave the country, so he could have meant after the trial. I'm gonna leave after the trial. I don't know Andrew Tate at all. I know nothing about the guy. I know people hate him. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter what either of us think about it. It matters what the Romanian police and laws say about making this sort of a statement. Also, it's not even him making it; it's somebody making that statement on his behalf. So it's like, I don't even know. Is that admissible in America? It wouldn't be.
Yeah, that's exactly it, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
so Aiden Ross ratted on his friends. That's what happened.
Kind of, I guess. If that's all it was him saying what he saw in a text, it's kind of ratting on him.
By mistake, yeah.
Tate's counsel said there's, quote, no truth to what Ross read live, ardently expressing the brothers' intent to, quote, actively participate in the legal process, end quote, in order to defend their reputation. So, according to their legal counsel, that was not an admission of attempt to flee or anything like that. So, that, of course, they would say that. That's good legal counsel.
Aiden
Okay.
could have been lying. Aiden does do
Yeah.
a lot of shit.
That
just for
too. It's
content.
also how many clicks we clicked this.
I know DJ's saying there he just caught out, and I'm pretty sure you're talking about Andrew Tate on his podcast. I'm not sure, but he just caught out Hollywood Elites. His last podcast. Yeah, as soon as you fuck with
they have his
Hollywood,
passport. Yeah.
as soon as you mess with Hollywood, you usually get hurt. Hollywood is pretty powerful. But,
Well, I mean, if you want to work in Hollywood and they don't want you to work there, you don't work.
yeah, but
The blacklisting is real for sure, and their blacklisting extends further than just Hollywood. Like their claws are in more than
the
Hollywood.
world, yeah, everywhere.
Yeah.
Because the executives have made a lot of money, and using that money have bought a lot of real estate and a lot of other companies, and yeah,
All
the whole thing.
Well, that's.
But yeah, so
unfortunate
I guess
for Tate and his brother.
it is.
When it
Yeah,
comes
it's
to-
unfortunate for him because
Like-
it's really in the Romanian officials' hands, and
And
like
that's
you
the
said,
thing,
they're
though. Like,
not quite like America.
And when I say unfortunate, I mean because he still hasn't been proven guilty or innocent yet. If he's
Yeah, I'm
guilty,
for due process.
if
Do the
they're
court
found
case.
guilty, 100% put him in jail. But if they're not guilty, they shouldn't have to be locked up for that long. Like in my
And if he ain't got nothing to hide, you ain't got nothing to worry about.
Exactly. You should be able to go through this, and this should be a breeze. Just give him the due process and make it expedient if you can. Why is it taking so long?
Mm-hmm.
Get this done. Get this
Yeah,
going.
Romania, that is weird why it's taken so long, but who knows? Different country, different rules, right? They could be backlogged. But okay. Well, I honestly don't have too much more on this. It's
Mm.
we'll probably follow up. Poor Andrew.
Well, yeah, eventually, whenever
but, like,
the Romanian
that's-
course have their ruling, we'll talk about it because
wonder how
that'll be
nice
big news
Romanian-
for all streaming, right?
Maybe Romanian prisons aren't too bad though.
I don't know about that. Well,
like
American prisons
I
aren't
don't
great.
want to find out.
Yeah.
I don't either.
I know Swedish prisons in Sweden are amazing. They got like kitchens, they got TVs, they got freaking comforters. They live better than most
And
people.
they have a better
Damn.
recidivism rate. They
Yeah.
have fewer repeat criminals.
Yeah,
Crazy.
'cause they
Almost
don't-
like treating people human might be a step in the right direction.
Wow.
And whether you like Andrew Tate or Aiden Ross, they're going to be something we have to talk about because we're in the streaming universe here.
Mhm.
They're content creators, we're content creators, so
We're gonna talk about it. Okay.
yep. All right, I think though we're all expunged on that one. So moving on to AP news for the next one.
A little one. Kansas will pay $1 million over the murder of a boy tortured victim whose body was fed to pigs. So that
I
one
want to
pretty
get
dark.
my hands on these parents.
Oh yeah, with the parents.
Yeah, I have a couple thoughts. That's
Yeah.
the first one is something like that. The second one is why is the state paying? That's unusual, right?
Because was he? I don't know. Was he taken? From the home?
Maybe the state would pay, like, if he's been tortured and things like that, then maybe a family member like called Child Protective Services or whatever, and nothing was done.
Yeah,
So
I'm
then-
thinking they're at fault in
Or
some
maybe
way.
they
Yeah,
adopted the kid out, and they from the parents, or they fostered him, and yeah. So that the piece of shit who did it?
I
So, yeah,
believe
it is.
so. This looks like a mugshot. Michael Jones.
Yeah, Kansas will
Oh
pay
my
$1 million.
gosh.
Oh, there he is. Yep.
They fed him to pigs?
That.
What is this? His co-conspirator,
Oh my lord.
Heather Jones.
That's a crackhead right there. So,
Yeah. Crackhead, that's what an actual
Hmm.
crackhead looks like.
Don't smoke crack.
Yeah, do not do crack.
Now go off topic quickly here. Here in Canada, we had a notorious murderer who's actually up for bail. Ironically, a day parole, but we called him the pig farmer because he killed about 50 some odd women and fed them to his pigs. So
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
his name's
Oh.
Robert Picton. He kind of looks like, but yeah.
Oh yeah, you've
we
talked to me about him before.
But
Yeah.
let's continue with this story here.
All right, so Kansas will pay $1 million to settle a lawsuit. Okay, there it is, the lawsuit over a 7-year-old boy's murder in 2015, alleging that the state's child welfare agency should have removed him from an abusive home before he was starved and tortured and his body was fed to pigs.
So
Okay, yeah. So it sounds like what Nacho was saying. There was some government missing something they should have been doing.
okay, what the hell?
Did they ever go to his home though? Did they see what conditions he was in?
Oh, well, I guess we'll find out here, hopefully. The boy was living with his father, Michael Jones, and his stepmother, Heather Jones, when he died. Both are serving 25 to life prison sentences for the murder.
What a horrible story.
Let's see. The Kansas Department for Children and Families received reports that Adrian was being abused several years before his death, but its last physical contact with him was almost 4 years before his death.
Wow.
So
Okay.
there are more than
So-
2,000 pages of records released. So what? Wow.
The record showed that the three of them moved frequently between communities in Kansas and Missouri, balancing between wherever they could, I guess. But yeah, I guess that 4 years of not like just letting the contact cease, like
Oh,
that's a little sussy, right?
I
Because you know he's being abused. You're getting reports,
I
2,000
don't
pages of
know how
reports.
people can like. I don't know. I couldn't even think of her doing anything like that. Like
I don't want to say that the state is not responsible, because they are responsible if they didn't go and check on that kid. But I will say, in the state's defense, if they were moving around a lot, you can't go do a house investigation if you don't know where they lived that week.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's so
Yeah.
easy. I've lived in Kansas City. It's very easy to move from Missouri to Kansas. Super easy. It's one city.
yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah.
Then it goes from a Missouri Child Protective Services now to Kansas Child Protective Services.
And it's
And-
not
and
a
I'm-
federal-
Case.
and the- and it's
and
not a
they
federal
don't probably
database.
communicate with
Yeah.
each other very well. Like most
Mhm.
state agencies, they don't communicate with other states because I don't know why they don't. It's really frustrating, but it happens in a lot of state level agencies.
And that's ridiculous.
Dick waving, dick measuring is my only guess.
Yeah. And they're always it's been a long time since I've had to deal with any type of state agency, but like a long time ago, before me and my husband married, I had issues and had to go to the government for help as far as groceries. I went and back and got on food stamps when food stamps were still a thing, not the little EBT card that they use now. But it took forever just to get the appointment and then to get it approved.
Yeah.
So my guess is for everything state related, they're probably backlogged and busy and understaffed.
Yeah, and they just frankly don't really care unless they're making money.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it comes
And
down
they're
to as well.
most of them that work in there are asshats too. I'm gonna tell you.
Well,
They
now,
look at you like they're angry they have a job.
now I'm not defending them either, but I can see that you have a whole bunch of people who are struggling, and they're taking their anger out on them all day long, right? And now I don't think people actually mean to take their anger out on the person behind the desk, but they're so fed up because you waited long. You were probably frustrated. You're probably mad, right? So
Not really. I was, but I didn't show it.
yes,
You know.
but you didn't. But yes, but a lot of
Yeah.
people do though. A lot of people do. They
Oh,
just,
I'm sure.
And
Yeah.
it's like these people they're just like not defending them because some of them are pieces of shit. We know that for sure. So, but again, some of them sit there all day long. They mean to be the best, and getting yelled at all day, you only take it for so long. But then again, it's your job. Do your job. Move on. Deal with that. Smile. Smiling is probably the best, healthiest thing for you in the world. It is. Smile. You know, if you smile, it's great for anybody. You smile.
And that's one of those conspiracy theories right there.
Yeah, is it?
Smiling.
I think smiling is one of the best things you can do. I don't smile that much, but when you do, you know, like I'm not gonna smile now, but because I hate smiling. But
Right.
all right, well, anything else here?
No, I kind of just browsed through the rest of it. They talked about a bunch of things they're trying to do to prevent this sort of thing, I guess. But the only other thing I see in here is they found him because they came to a domestic violence call, and when they responded, that's when they found the
So
boy.
the kid was gone.
Heather accused Michael of beating and choking her, and that. So of course authorities came.
So
more.
she called the cops when she got beat up, but not when they killed a kid. Okay. Cool.
And presumably. With the dead body there, she was like, "Oh, well, you're abusing me. I'm still calling the cops." Like,
so,
that's how cracked out you are. You have a dead body and you're calling the cops on your.
I hope bad things happen to them in prison.
I got a question that y'all may or may not know the answer to. I could probably Google it, but I'm just wondering: is it common knowledge? They talk about feeding the boy to the pigs. Will pigs supposedly like eat bones and everything?
The pigs
Why
will
do
eat. They're trash compactors. They'll eat anything.
If that's true, then how did they find any of this kid's remains? Is my
they
question. If
shit
they
out-
fed him
That
to
is
the
a
pigs.
valid question
They
because
shit out the
they're
bones.
saying
Because that's you know what, going back to the Canadian one too. They had they found out he killed people if they had DNA. So maybe blood left out, flesh is left out because maybe they didn't finish them all. I don't know. That's horrible.
Oh, that's a good point because if you think about the way pigs eat, like it's not very accurate. They eat face first, and like you could imagine, it's kind of gruesome to even talk about this, but you could imagine some parts were in a place they couldn't reach with their snouts.
Probably bone dust in the mud kind of thing. I got you.
Exactly.
But yeah, a quick Google here does say pigs will eat almost anything, including human bones. So even Google knew what I was wanting to know. It's like you're asking about bones, right? Yep, I was.
Okay.
Don't put me on a list.
Yeah, I don't want to get you on a list.
Just make sure you don't eat bacon. Make sure you know where bacon comes from. So
yeah, and as long as your next Google isn't where do I buy a pig, then I should be fine, right? It's if you Google those two back to back, that's where you get in trouble.
Tommy said if I was gonna off someone, I would
wood
put them
chipper
through the wood chipper and then feed the scraps to the pigs. Holy crap!
Yeah, maybe, but you want to make sure you do it in like a trough, so you could also hose down the trough to get rid of all the. I'm not giving you advice. What am I doing here?
We do not incite murder here at Borderline Banter.
I know who not to piss off.
Exactly right. Don't piss them off, but.
All right, I think that's all I got on pigs. You got anything more, Mike?
Thank you very much. Appreciate coming in. No, I don't. That's pretty.
I found you a Canada news article. This is Canadian news.
This is Quebec, so that doesn't really count as Canada.
It says Montreal. Is that Quebec?
Yeah. Oh, thank you for the follow there. From CBC, hacker stole 100,000 of her Aeroplan points. She wants to warn others how they did that. Do you know?
So I don't even know what Aeroplan are. Is that free flyer?
Do you guys have air miles there?
Yes.
Yes,
It's
it's
called
Yeah.
Frequent Flyer.
it's like Air Miles. It's just a different company, right? It's Air Miles, but
Okay.
Aeroplan, right? So
Right. So to
Um,
be clear, even this is saying she lost points, not money, but they're
Yeah.
kind of like money
But
with
yeah,
how
'cause you
expensive
see
flying
that-
is.
Yes,
that probably took her 10 years to get up that far, you know? Like
Yeah.
Yeah, this is synth dupu.
no, that's the thing. Like I scam bait. I'm gonna actually probably do that sometimes on stream actually, just for fun, is I go around and I track down scammers. I get them to think I'm paying them money and they actually think they are, then they click a link and then I get their information, I get their device they're on, I get their location, I get their IP. Don't click links you don't know where they're from. Number one rule.
Yeah.
Right?
That is
So-
very important.
and if when your friend messages you, he's like, "Hey, I have an idea how we can make some money," that is not your friend, okay?
That's
It's the
not
scammer.
your friend.
That's a scammer. Okay, so
And that's kind of why I got this. I know Mike is into this sort of topic, and this is a Canadian spam story.
last Sunday, Jackenneth, I can't pronounce her name. Sorry.
Jacinth.
Knew something was off when she noticed hundreds of emails have flooded her inbox within just a few hours. After an online search, a woman who lived in Quebec, Montreal South Shore, realized that she'd likely been the victim of something called email bombing. It's a technique used by hackers to overwhelm someone's inbox with useless emails to take the focus away. Oh, that I never heard that
From the
before.
one message they
Yeah.
should be paying
Oh,
attention
geez.
to.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
and
stopped
I
looking at
I
it.
pre-read this one a little bit, so I did know
Oh.
that's what we were getting to. I thought this was interesting.
That's makes
It's
sense
fucked
to
up,
me.
but interesting.
So yeah, because if I had 100 emails, I'd be like, "What the heck's going on?" I'm not gonna look at every
Yeah.
one.
Right. And the
Yes,
one
I
that you
would-
needed.
I would have deleted all.
Yeah, and that's the one I don't know what they can do, but it's
Yep.
like, oh, did you reset your password? If not, click here. So they
Yeah.
probably have that one off your Facebook or whatever. I'm just using Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't see that, and now they're in your account, and you have no clue.
Or those emails that say someone's accessing your stuff.
Yeah.
Was this okay? Was this authorized? And if you
Yeah.
don't say yes or no, it's assumed yes for some of those.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
You know? And that's apparently the case with these Aeroplan points, I guess.
Yeah. So Summer Hardy booked a flight from Malaysia to Dubai, and she only
You
had
skipped
about-
like the first two paragraphs here.
Oh yeah, my bad. So by the time she realized what hackers up to, it was too late. Bury the pile of emails were warnings from Air Canada Aeroplan loyalty program. It was alerting her that charges had been made to her account. When she checked, changes have been made to her account. I'm horrible. When she checked, more than 100,000 points have been gone. Yeah.
Wow.
Someone had
Yeah.
already booked a flight from Malaysia to Dubai, and she only had about 12,000 points left. Well, now you know
Damn.
who bought the ticket, though. You know who got
Maybe. I mean, in theory, right? Isn't
Like-
that all kind of tracked with
Yeah.
TSA shit, right?
Well, that's a Malaysian.
Oh, it's
Dubai,
Malaysia,
okay,
so I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe
There
not.
should still be something from the points. So, okay. So I know it's a little bit superficial because it's just points. It's not your money. Yeah, it still sucks. So you earned those points. It's still
Yeah.
violated. She was looking forward to booking a trip using her points she had spent years getting. Yeah, so it probably took years because I know, like, I had Aeroplan. I quit because I wasn't making it. I don't spend enough or do enough to worry about that. But it takes forever.
And look, I just did a quick Google just to see like a flight from Malaysia to Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
The lowest I'm seeing is 600, so somewhere from $600 to $900 for the
Yeah.
flight. So
So that's
that number of
awesome.
points was just in monetary value, not nothing.
Yeah.
Huh. But that sucks. That's horrible. I wonder how they got in.
But hey, there's some good news. They restored her points.
Did they? Oh wow.
Oh, well, that's good.
Air Canada made good on it, even though they're not at fault. They restored them.
That's
I don't
bizarre.
know why they would.
Well, because
Maybe
Air
good
Canada's
PR.
been screwing up so much. They've been
Yeah.
going through a lot too. They're like, let's do something good for it, finally.
They need that good PR.
Now
That's good
I hope they
PR.
make her change her password and do something because
Oh yeah, up here it said something to that effect. She'll make sure all of her online accounts have a two-step verification process from now on,
Mhm.
which is also key. That way it has to buzz your phone. If they don't have your phone, they can't do anything.
Yep.
100%. Yeah.
Definitely highly recommended for everything you care about. Two-step it.
Yeah.
I think that might have been the end of the article too. Oh no, okay, they got
It just
stuff
goes
about
on.
how to protect yourself, but I think we just literally covered the easiest way to protect
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, and don't click emails and like if it seems to be too good to be true too. Not saying that's what happened here, but she probably clicked something to give them the information. You know,
And look,
you
this is
get-
the kind of crap you'll see in your box. They kind of look real, but you also know they're not real.
Yeah. I'm much better now because I spent hours blocking and deleting stuff and unsubscribing, but I still get probably 30 junk emails per day.
I get junk text messages here lately from they're all political.
Oh yeah.
Every single one of them. I don't know where my phone number has went, but it's all
It got to
political junk
someone.
text.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Someone
you-
got it.
Are you registered to vote?
I am.
Yeah.
And you're
so-
going to get them until November.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they might stop after that, maybe, hopefully.
And the
I
thing is-
I delete and block every one
Yeah.
of them and report them as spam, but then the next
Mhm.
day I get one from
Yeah.
somebody else.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because they spoof phone numbers or they're just, it's insane. I get a lot of fake phone calls. And what they do, it'll be a phone number with almost every same number as mine, just 2 digits are off. And it's
They
so-
like to do that. They'll do the first 3 digits to make you think they're in your area code
Yeah.
here in America. Yeah.
Well, allow me to say this to any political person out there that is using this kind of shit to try and draw votes. If you spam text me and says, "Hey, vote for Jeannie for whatever," I'm never voting for Jeannie. Never.
Yeah. It's a perfect
Quit
way to make
texting me.
some people never vote for who you
I
want.
will
so.
never vote for that hooker. Quit texting me.
Yeah, I'm going to go out of my way and vote for the other guy now. Ha.
I might.
Exactly.
You might encourage me to be less lazy than I was going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
No.
maybe that's it. Is it reverse psychology? Do they tell you to vote for the other guy because they want you to vote for theirs?
Maybe.
Who knows?
If it's that, the
Maybe.
psyop worked.
So,
Dang
Yeah.
it.
no, now you got me questioning life. Ha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, this story did get us at least on the topic of airplanes because we got a couple more airplane stories. Actually, we love airplanes around here.
Yeah. So you can take this one if you want.
Can I take this one? I
You-
got to talk about this.
Go right ahead.
Yeah.
An Indonesian flight veered off course after both pilots allegedly fell asleep in the cockpit. The co-pilot, father to a 1-month-old twins, admitted to investigators his sleep quality had degraded by the several wake-ups from the babies the night before the flight. Baby, call in sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't go to work. Oh my
is-
God.
This is from NBC for the record.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No. And first of all, don't admit that. So you just put everybody's lives at risk. Okay,
Yes.
but- okay. One pilot. What about what about the main pilot? First of all, okay, he's a co-pilot. But what about the?
Well, aren't they
main-
both co-pilots, or is co-pilot the secondary
Well, one's a
pilot? Is that what
pilot,
they
one's a
call it?
co-pilot, right? So.
Wouldn't they both be co-pilots?
Was it on autopilot?
Probably, and they assumed it was just going to be fine.
Yeah, it's just like
Both
that,
went to
so-
sleep. We did a story on one guy who took mushrooms in the cockpit. He wasn't the actual pilot or co-pilot. He was just a third guy in there doing mushrooms.
Yeah. And then he tried to.
And then he tried to make the flight land. He tried to grab the steering wheel. They had to do an emergency landing because of him.
Yeah. So.
Crazy.
We do a lot of plane stories here, actually, at Borderline Banter. A lot of weird stuff happens in the sky. And man,
Apparently
I'm kinda
doors
scared.
fly off.
Yeah.
fall
people
off.
try to open the doors. People
Yeah,
jump.
you're in a plane, then you're
people-
outside.
People jumping
wheel
off on the
fell off.
runway. Yeah, weird stuff. So, yeah. So, what's to say? So, they were veered off course as both took a snooze in the cockpit mid-flight. In the Indonesian officials say
How did it veer off course? Is my question. They
It's on
should have.
autopilot.
They
yeah.
should have been on autopilot, right? So autopilot isn't supposed to keep you on
right.
course.
Exactly, and you're only in there in case auto. That's pretty much what pilots are now. You're only in there for when shit goes down, right?
Yeah.
So January 25th, the flight was carrying 153 passengers.
And
it was-
I was trying to figure out
summer,
where
going
from and
summer.
to.
So the report.
Kendari to Jakarta, but I don't really know where either of those places
Neither do
are.
Me neither.
Okay, so what? Okay, cool. Both pilots
Right.
whose names were not included, of course not, had just completed a trip in the opposite direction from the same places before they made the return, which is when they both fell asleep, the reporter said. Okay, how long is that flight?
How long is that flight, actually? That is pretty important.
You got it? Okay.
Can you imagine like being a what's the word? A flight attendant on that
3
flight?
hours.
Exactly.
And you go in there to talk to either one of the pilots, and they're both.
They're both asleep, and you don't know. Is this fine?
I
I
just turn around and grab a vodka and be like, "Today's the day, guys."
yeah, hey,
Yep.
if we're going down, I'm done, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's a 3-hour flight.
Okay.
And just for the record, Jakarta is in Indonesia and Kendari is in Indonesia.
Oh, thank you for
So.
the follow there.
So once the return flight to Jakarta took off and the plane reached cruising altitude of 36,000 feet, the 32-year-old pilot asked for permission to take a rest. The report said after the pilot's nap, the pilot asked the 28-year-old second in command whether he wanted to rest, but the co-pilot said not want to. After a quick chat, the pilot went back to sleep, leaving the second in command in control of the aircraft.
I thought, okay, yeah, I thought you followed. No worries.
So he took 2 turns in a row, and then the other guy said nah, but then I actually should have said yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I guess I don't know. You're
yeah.
supposed to take turns apparently. And
that's not saying that 30-year-olds can't do much, but those are 2 young fellas too. Have a plane to themselves.
Like, why in the hell are they sleeping on the job anyway?
That's exactly it, right?
You're on the clock. You shouldn't be taking a nap. And especially in control of 100+ other people's lives, you should not be taking a nap.
Exactly.
So should be charged for attempted murder, manslaughter. I mean, attempted
maybe,
manslaughter.
They did with that one guy who almost made a plane crash. So while the pilot slept, the co-pilot asked to change the flight path. So that's why we had changed our path to dodge bad weather. And was instructed to check in with flight control when they were in the clear. But then the co-pilot accidentally fell asleep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Wow. Like,
I'm drinking
you have a very important job. This can't happen. They have to not let this happen.
I don't know where that gift button is. I can't see on my screen, but I believe it's somewhere beside there.
So then the pilot woke up to find that, quote, the aircraft was not on the correct flight path. And the pilot saw the co-pilot was asleep and woke him up.
So who's at fault? Is it the co-pilot or the pilot?
Both of their asses, they're at work.
Yeah, but
both of them.
That is the thing, though. It's a 3-hour flight, so it's not that long of a flight. But
apparently it didn't mention that. Maybe neither of them. They didn't mention if they're getting disciplined.
So, but that's the thing. A lot of pilots have been known to take flight snaps, but those are on like 10, 12-hour flights that are going overseas and stuff, right? Not a 3-hour flight to the next town over or whatever.
So apparently they were cleared to fly because they checked their blood pressure and heart rate exams, and they were considered normal, and they did an alcohol test that was negative. So that's all they check.
That's they have to start doing alcohol tests on pilots. Yep, I guess. But
I think you need more than alcohol. Can they test for psilocybin? Not joking. Apparently it's a trend among pilots to do psilocybin.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
We talk. That's mushroom.
Oh, mushroom. Sorry. Okay, yeah.
Well, he was. The next time I get on a plane, now I'm gonna have to go say hello to the pilot.
Yeah, go at least make sure they can put a sentence together.
I'm pretty sure I'm never flying again after all these stories we've been doing here. But, and I'm kidding. I'm not that paranoid. But you're safer. You're safer flying than driving, in theory, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's still safe, but like we see all this shit. It's just like
the only reason why you hear about bigger ones is because you don't hear about the fender bender on the highway, but a plane crashes. It ain't a fender bender. It's a boom, right? So
it's death. It's death.
Yeah.
Right, and there's what was it? 153 passengers plus 2 pilots. That's 155 plus any staff. There's like I don't know how many attendants on the plane. It's usually 5,
right? So
6, yeah.
With the pilot.
There's 153 people in that plane that could have died while both the people in the captain and co-captain's chairs were sleeping.
Now, luckily, the passengers wouldn't know, but they will now.
They know now.
Yeah, because it's got the flight.
Yeah, imagine finding out you were on BTK 6723.
They should, because the guy who was on mushrooms, he wasn't even a pilot. He was a pilot, but he wasn't flying that plane. He's being charged with like 100 some odd counts of attempted murder.
Wow.
You know? Now,
see, if I was one of the passengers on that plane, I wouldn't do anything about it. Like I wouldn't try to sue anybody or anything like that. I would just make damn sure I either didn't fly with that airline again or damn sure didn't have either one of those people as my pilot again. However, there are people that will file a lawsuit.
Yeah. Well, now it depends on how it works in that part of the world. I don't know if you can just sue over there, right?
Yeah.
That's not America or
Yeah.
Canada,
Yeah.
right?
Again, it's Indonesian law, and I know nothing.
They might just.
Do you have rights there? Do they have a constitution? Who knows?
So.
Who knows?
Okay. Well, I think I'm done with that one. I think we do have another plane one.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're not done with airplanes though. We're gonna go back to our favorite, which is
to
Boeing.
what we said is we've been talking lots about planes. Some of their doors flying off or bolts flying out, windows, wheels,
engines,
engines breaking down, a whole bunch of stuff. So, there is an investigation into Boeing. So, from Al Jazeera, Boeing's latest Turbulence. Sometimes I can't speak. Yeah, kind of a weird headline, but Boeing whistleblower John deaths happened the same week as several safety issues with the company's aircraft. So I believe John yesterday or the day before was in court testifying against Boeing, and they found him with self-inflicted wounds the next day.
Wow.
Kind of suspicious, right? The timing. Right. The guy's whistleblowing on a big corporation, and now he's no longer able to whistleblow on anything.
Yeah. So from beginning of that, what do you think? Would you say that's suspicious? Is this Jeffrey Epstein all over again?
Suspicious as hell.
Jeffrey
and
Epstein
what was this self-inflicted wound? Like, what was the wound supposedly?
4 gunshots to the head. So
wait,
I'm
4?
joking. That was a joke.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, hold on. That's immediately suspicious.
You know, that just like
with you.
They'll say that. They'll say that, and people will believe it though. People are like, yeah, he shot himself 4 times in the skull. It's like, okay, but. So it does. It probably won't say self-inflicted wound according to the coroner in the state of South Carolina. It doesn't say what it was. So
yeah, and we might not ever get to know.
Yeah, well, maybe down the road. But,
so he worked as quality control for them for 30 years.
He knew what was
right, which means he knows the shortcuts they were taking.
Oh, he knows.
He was whistleblowing on the things that needed to be said. Like, this is how they're skirting regulations or not actually following regulations.
Actually, my neighbor who actually passed away, unfortunately, last year, he worked for Boeing. And he lived in Texas, worked for Boeing for probably 20-some-odd years, then relocated here and worked with them pretty much until he retired a few years ago. And yeah, he had a lot of interesting stories about Boeing.
Oh, they actually have some here. So Barnett alleged the aircraft maker had deliberately fitted planes with faulty parts, and passengers on its 787 Dreamliner could be left without oxygen in the event of a sudden decompression.
Oh, wow.
Boeing denies these allegations, but like,
of course they
he has 30 years of experience in the quality control. Like, that's the exact place to be in the know.
Why would it come out and just start saying this? Like, why is it, I want to take down Boeing? No, he has no reason to destroy them. He's probably making a good pension and all that. Like, I don't know. Something seriously suspicious, though.
I mean, most whistleblowers want to help people is the reason they do it. So
exactly,
it's not to fuck the company; it's to help people because what's going on is hurting people.
And he probably doesn't want any deaths on his conscience. He's like, well, I can stop this. I can put a stop to this, and clearly not.
And I'm sure when Barnett died, it saved Boeing a lot of money. Just saying.
Oh, probably. Yeah. Because the case, what could they do if there wasn't over? What are they going to do? I don't know how the trials work in the States, but if she's like the main witness and he had to go back, so. Yeah, just the other day we actually did this story, but
we talked about the Dreamliner. This one they were talking about. We did this story. It happened Monday.
Wow.
50 people were injured in that one, and that one was it was caused by turbulence or something.
I guess it didn't say turbulence. It said from a faulty. They said there was something went wrong. It didn't say turbulence. It used a different word, which was kind of weird.
The plane suddenly dropped. The plane suddenly dropped in altitude or something. And so people crashed to the ceiling. They said people were like literally on the ceiling and people were looking up at them like exorcism.
Wow.
Is the way the article described that. So a lot of people got hurt.
Now, I've never
13 went to the hospital.
I've never taken many long flights, but when I'm on an airplane, other than when I go to the bathroom, I'm keeping my seatbelt on. Like I'm sorry, but like I'm keeping my seatbelt on. Like I know it's not much, but at least you ain't gonna fly up in the air. At least if the window goes off, you ain't gonna go flying out the door, right?
Yeah, and at the time this happened,
to hell for this. But do you think anybody was on the shitter when that happened?
Oh my god!
And if so, what happened? Did they come out or just be like, "Do you come out with all the splashback?"
Oh,
oh my god!
I'm pretty sure the toilets have that flap in there though, so I don't think they're like porta potties. I think they actually got a flap that comes back up.
But what if what had been
you didn't hit the suction yet
from his body hadn't went through the flap yet?
Yeah, okay,
you gotta push the button. Otherwise, it's just sitting there until you hit the button.
In there until the end of the flight. Like, sorry, occupied. You gotta come to your seat, sir.
Shit happens, you know?
Nope, I'm not.
That's all I'd say. Sorry, shit happens. They don't even actually know why the sudden drop happened. But
no, that makes no sense.
Crazy. And the other thing is they were apparently at altitude, so I'm pretty sure they didn't say this, but I'm pretty sure the seatbelt light was off. So some people had it off, some people had it on. Like when I'm on a plane flying for work or whatever, I just leave it on because I'm too lazy to take it off.
Right.
And I'm not going to move.
Taking off my seatbelt.
Yeah, I just put it on and I sit there, and then I take it off when I'm going to stand up.
Hi,
Yeah.
Peon stuff. Thanks for hopping in.
If I have to pee, that's having to stand up, but that's not every
Good time to
flight.
pee
So.
because Peon stuff is here. So
I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared to pee in a plane. Like
Yeah.
I've had to pee before, and I wait till we get to the airport.
yeah, but see that's
Yeah.
the thing though. Then you start dropping and going up in altitude, then you can just feel it in your belly, like woo, woo. But yeah. So what is there anything else on here? They just say he died. So
No, I think they're just going through all the other Boeing incidents, which we
Other
covered them
Boeing
all. Like
stuff,
even this one,
yeah.
the blown out door on the 737 Max, we talked
Yeah.
about that one. The Alaska Airlines, the other events, I'm sure we talked
But
about
yeah,
all these.
people like I don't see him killing himself the next day. I don't see why he would.
Fumes in the cabin,
So
plastic bubble wrap
no,
in the engine, the tire falling off. We did that one.
yeah, but yeah, I don't see this guy.
This
I
one
don't
fell
know
off
him-
the runway.
I don't know him
Got
from
stuck in the
anything,
grass.
But why would he whistle blow then off himself? It just doesn't make any sense.
Mm-mm.
Huh. Well, so is Boeing
That's-
gonna get off scratch free now? Nothing's gonna happen. Case closed. I hope not.
It's hard to know. I mean, this is just the latest update. We're not going to stop covering it. We're not scared.
Well, rest in peace. Oh,
You know,
we got some
Boeing can
peace
try to stop us, but
buddies.
we're going to cover this.
So
There's not just automobiles, people. There's also planes and trains. Okay.
planes, trains,
and
automobiles, right, and boats.
Yeah.
So not that you can go far with a boat, but depends on where you live.
Yeah. All
Um.
right, are we done terrifying people about flying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. I'm not gonna take a flight for a while.
We did our
I'm
job.
gonna get a drink. I'll be right back, guys.
No
All right.
worries at all. So let's go to the TikTok ban. From Gizmodo, TikTok ban bill passes in House. Now we talked about this the other day and how it was at the committee. I forget what committee that was. Do you remember?
No, it's just like one of those small committees before it,
Yeah.
gets to the floor of the House. But now it's actually passed on the
Yeah.
floor of the House.
Because it was
right?
50 to 0 votes in that committee.
Yeah,
So-
that committee was 50
yeah.
people, and the House itself is like 480,
Is it? Let's see.
460.
So yeah, so Nachomama. So the title is TikTok ban. So it passed in the House. So it was at a small committee. I forget the name of the committee, but it passed 50 to 0 votes, and now it just went to the House and it's passed.
And it passed 352
Wow, that's a
yes
pretty big
to
blowout.
65 no.
Yeah,
I wanna read what I'm looking at right here. Okay, a bill forcing
yeah.
the China-based ByteDance to sell TikTok or face an outright ban passed the United States House of Representatives on Wednesday in a vote of 352 to 65. Of course, it will go to the Senate, where it is expected to face tough opposition before it can reach Biden, who indicated he would sign it into law. Okay.
That being said,
How-
he's on TikTok.
How in the I'm sorry. How in the dog damn hell can we as a country demand another country do something? We can't do that.
Now,
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
yes, we can ban them if they don't want to do what we want them to do. But it's like me walking up to somebody I don't know and telling them they have to do something. I don't get me wrong. I'm an American and I love my country. Okay. But it's almost like we got cocky as a country and said, bitch, you gonna do what we said.
I can see where you come from with that, and I hate government overreach. I'm be wanting to do that. You haven't heard me, but I hate my government. I love my country, but I hate my government.
I understand that.
And I'm very mixed about this because I think TikTok is a poison. I think it's a horrible poison. I think it's injuring kids, American kids and Canadian kids. It's making them bricks. That's what it's doing. It's not making them smarter. It's doing nothing but making them friggin' bricks. Now, and again, China. It's China. They're definitely, if you look into it, they're looking at anything. So what they want to do and what they should do is make an American TikTok. You know what I mean? Just call it something else.
Yep.
And boom, and do it that way. Give everybody the same. Ditch China, because I think China is again. I think Chinese people are amazing, but the Chinese government is a trash hole. And I just had to be careful how I said that because people are like, whoa, but no, their government is not good, and they're spying on all.
I would say,
like,
in my opinion, it depends on the topic because
So.
in terms of housing and poverty, they're doing way more than America.
yeah, but they're just not that.
They're actually lifting people out of poverty, and they're actually constructing houses.
I just don't
That's
like
awesome.
the government.
That's
But
awesome.
That being said, you also don't have freedoms there that you have here.
you
So
jaywalk. You
it's
jaywalk
not like
and
I'm saying all good. Of course, there's a lot of bad,
you
but
jaywalk and they put your picture on the fucking public square. So, but
I
see,
guess
that's
I
why.
don't know. Is that a thing?
Yeah,
A public
that's the thing.
square? Is that a thing in
Well,
China?
maybe not public square, but like a big television. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey there, Fuster, sorry.
Fuster Club. That's
uh,
Fuster. I love Fuster. Let me. I know this is about TikTok, but there are so many different apps.
Yeah.
Okay, so many different social media apps, and TikTok. I will give them this is the one app, in my opinion, that has guidelines and sticks to them. People get banned off of TikTok all the time.
Yes.
All the time. And it's not a little 37-minute ban like Sweater God got on Kick. It's like it's an actual ban. So I feel like if they're attacking TikTok, then who are they going to attack next? Is my question.
But that's
Well,
the
yeah,
thing,
and
like
that's the
Facebook-
important thing. That's why you have to be able to demonstrate why this one in particular is a threat. Because otherwise, how could you not use the exact same argument for Kick?
Yes.
Just
And to Mike's point, yes, TikTok is full of filth, but the argument they're using can be used on Kick.
No, but
Yes.
don't kid you. Don't trust your government. Your government isn't that good either. They say it's for the people. Read the bill. This has nothing to do. It's not just TikTok. It's every social. I was gonna bring that up. And you said that. It's literally
What?
It's not just TikTok. It can be outreach. They can do it with any social media. They're just using TikTok for the name. So it's like, oh, it's a
That's the
TikTok ban.
headline.
Well,
Okay.
then, yeah, that's even more of what I'm kind
So,
of getting at.
and
Is
I
like
just,
this.
I read that today in a different article, not this one. So
Whether you like TikTok or not, you may still want to care.
And that's why I'm on the brisk here, because as you know, Dustin, I hate government overreach.
Right.
But I literally.
But you also like it's a filthy platform, but also this is overreach.
Yes.
And which one do I care more about? I think I care more about the overreach part, and especially since it affects content creators.
But content creator, we talked about how there's that one filter where they're convincing kids to hide behind.
We
naked,
did, yeah.
And then people would download it and remove the filter. Then they'd have a picture of the freaking naked kids, And TikTok knew about that. And yeah, they took it down.
Fucked up.
They took it down, but they knew about that, and it was up for a while.
I'm not familiar with that at all. I have not seen the dark side of TikTok, as you'll call it.
Yeah.
But there's dark sides everywhere.
But like China, they didn't let their own people use TikTok. So think about that. If China is not letting their own people use it, why should we be using it, right? But again, it has nothing to do. It's more than just TikTok.
I don't think we should use availability to Chinese people as a measuring stick for what we should have available. Because
I'm just saying,
otherwise, there's a lot of shit we won't have available suddenly.
I'm just saying they have their own version, and the Chinese people, their version of TikTok shows them good videos, like scientists, engineer videos, farming, all this stuff. And here in Canada and North America, it's people jumping out of cars saying, Kiki, I'm going to dance now, or something like that, I don't know the words, but they jump out of a moving vehicle to get a friggin' video. So,
I love typos. I just read this line here. There's a typo. The bill specifically calls out TikTok,
right there,
but the app is going down without a fight.
Okay.
I think they mean isn't going down without a fight.
Yeah.
But the app is giving up right away.
Yeah.
So,
no, they're going to exhaust all legal challenges. They're not giving them. They're like,
But
no.
yeah, so no, again, it's not just TikTok. So I encourage everybody to go. I have not even read the whole bill, but I encourage everybody to go read the bill. Especially if I'm not sure how it works in America, but do you guys have a say in it? Can you call your Senate and or your Congress? Or already passing Congress, right? So,
this right here, this is how they're titling it. Foreign adversary controlled application.
Yeah. So
that's where it's not just necessarily TikTok. If it's something that you could classify under this
cool
new name we came up with.
Now, then I heard rumor though, Rumble said they'd buy TikTok in America.
So I mean, there's like
that too.
Like Tencent or whatever, the one that has all those phone crack games. I mean, that's technically a foreign adversary controlled application.
So,
but that's a lot of people's favorite games.
Yeah. Okay. Well, see what happens.
But for sure, and the fact that this passed so overwhelmingly, it's like, is anyone paying attention? Because I kind of don't like this.
Are they reading it, or are they saying TikTok bad? Because if I was walking down the street and somebody's like, "Do you want to ban TikTok?" Okay, maybe I wouldn't now, but 10 years ago I would have, because I wasn't as open-minded, I'd say. But walk down the mine, "Do you want to ban TikTok? Sign this petition." Okay, sure. And it'd say there right at the bottom is like, it would say, "And you'll give up all your social media accounts if you sign this." Well, I sign it because right? But that's what it does. There's something in there. that has nothing to do with the original bill. It does, but it doesn't, right? So
To me, it's just not fair to the positive people that are on TikTok.
yeah,
I'll use Mama Tot as an example. Most people know who she is. An extremely positive individual. So if they get rid of TikTok, and I'm pretty sure that is her way of living now.
yeah.
Okay, so they get rid of TikTok. What's she gonna do? Probably just move to Instagram, right?
Yeah,
Or somewhere else,
YouTube.
because that's what people
Yeah.
do, right? But then the government could come in and say, we're getting rid of Instagram too.
But
Yep.
yeah, so
So it's not fair to the people that are using the platforms for the right thing. It's the classic. There's always one bad apple.
and that's
And look, this
Yeah.
article calls out they say 7 million small businesses use TikTok.
But didn't it
Which,
say 60
even if that's an
million?
overestimate, that's still in the millions of people
Yeah.
using it for business.
Now,
You know,
mind
content
you-
creators and other.
Mind you,
Not just content.
6.5 million of those are people selling painted rocks. But
Look, that's
you
fine.
know,
If you can
so-
get someone to buy a fucking
yeah.
rock, do it. I
but
can't.
okay. But no,
Can you?
I'm not denying. It's like, see, that's why I'm so caught. Like, it's one of those things. I have such a hard time disagreeing with it 100%, but I do. I wish they would actually say, you know what? Let's get rid of just, I don't know. Like, China is like, I don't know. They're not. They don't like us. I know that they don't like us here in North America.
I guess I don't necessarily care about his opinion, but we've got Donald Trump's opinion on this.
Yeah.
Donald Trump attempted to ban TikTok in 2020,
Yeah.
but now the former president has now reversed his position and is opposing the TikTok bill. Trump said in a tweet, or rather a truth, he uses the truther platform, that a TikTok ban would benefit Facebook, which is a true enemy of the people. Trump is also reportedly close with a major investor in TikTok.
Now,
How is it damaging? I guess, yeah, because Facebook, you literally, it's no different. You could use to go after Facebook too.
yeah.
Very, very easily. So he's using the same argument we're saying here. Like, there's nothing stopping this.
Well, he says it's a benefit to Facebook, but yeah, but who knows?
Well, yeah, actually, yeah, that's a good point. How does that benefit Facebook?
Now,
I don't
I
think
wanna
it
see
benefits
what
them. I
the
think it puts them in the
I want
crosshairs.
to see what the difference between Trump's bill and Biden's bill was. You know, is it like the Medicare bill where he was lowering insulin and Biden was like, "That's dumb," took it down, then just rewrote it the exact same, but he just put a period in the middle and said, "Hey, I got a new bill." Right?
Who knows? Yeah. I mean, you're allowed to plagiarize bills. There's no plagiarism in legislation. That's totally allowed.
Yeah. It says Elon Musk is also opposing the TikTok bill, but he's more concerned about freedom of speech, per usual.
Yeah.
Musk said the bill was something of a Trojan horse and is really about censorship and government control. I 100% agree with that.
And that's
Yeah, I'm
the
not a Musk fan, but I can't disagree with what he's saying
And
here.
maybe that's it. I care about the kids. I'm not a parent, but I care about the kids. The government doesn't. Maybe the government wants you dumb. Maybe the Canadian government wants us dumb, so we can't rebel against the government. So maybe that's it. And it is about. I don't know. I can't say, but it is about control, and that's why I hate government overreach, and that's why I'm very, very hands tied here.
Yeah. And now we all get to wait because it's going to the Senate. It's not in the hands of the people now. It's in the hands of the people we've elected. And I guess the assumption is Biden's going to sign it.
Joe Biden just got on TikTok.
But Biden just used
cookies.
it to talk about Mama Kelsey's
He
cookies.
likes his
Shit,
cookies,
maybe
you know,
by the
so-
time it goes through, we'll have a new president and he'll say no.
Is that well?
That's true because they're going to hold this up as long as they can.
But Biden won't be able. Who
Absolutely.
knows, right?
Definitely
So-
till November, January. You know, new president time.
So, whether that
So-
be, who knows? Because that's still months away. We don't know what's gonna happen. So,
TikTok is accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
So if our government thinks that some other country is using it to get information, our government can use it to get information from them as well.
yeah.
As far as kids and being influenced by shit, be a parent and quit letting the internet raise your kids.
And that's exactly what it is. And it's like it does come down. And maybe I shouldn't blame TikTok. Do you blame the beer company for your alcoholic?
Well, yeah. Would you blame Legos?
Nope.
Right. So
If you step on a Lego, do you blame Legos?
So
No, I blame my kid when he was little because he didn't pick that shit up.
Right.
You just gave her some post-traumatic stress there. Dustin, jeez.
Yeah.
You have to have some
Lego.
discipline with your toys, and that includes discipline with your tablet.
Yeah.
It's a
that's the
toy,
thing, though,
like
you're
all
right.
the toys.
Kids-
Exactly.
And it's up to the parents to teach that discipline.
Some
If
kids
you just
spend
throw it at them and say, have fun, that ain't it. You
Some
miss
kids
a
spend
step.
8 to 10 hours a day on their phone and tablet. So they
Parents
sleep.
are
They
yeah,
sleep.
they're-
They sleep 8 hours. Go to school 6 hours. And how do they still have 10 hours left for tablet time? You know.
I can tell you for a fact that parents are not parenting. And the
Nope.
reason I can say that as a content creator, it's being completely overdone right now. A lot of people are streaming Monkey App and Omegle. I've done it a few times. It's not a
Mike did it
go-to for
too.
me.
I never streamed
And
it.
the amount
Oh, yeah,
of
yeah.
kids
Oh,
on
yeah.
that app is
Oh.
unbelievable.
No,
Because
yeah.
parents don't know
Yeah.
what their kids are doing.
I'm like, I've done that, and I'm like talking, and then I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. Like, I'll be holding my
Yeah.
cat. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, no, skip. I'm leaving. Like, nope, I'm
Yeah.
good. No, mind
Yeah, and you
I've
were
been
actually
on
too
the-
scared to even stream that platform because
Mind you,
Omegle is you don't know what someone's gonna do.
Omegle's
and-
gone now, but that monkey
Or
app.
Monkey,
Now, mind you,
yeah.
I have met some interesting people on those apps. Like, I've had
Me
some
too.
good conversations, and I'm friends with some of them to this day.
I've met some really
This
great
one-
musicians that are on there to showcase their talent. You
This
know,
one girl,
Yeah.
we don't talk anymore, but she's from Virginia. I met her going on 13 years ago. And we're Facebook buddies still. And once in a while we'll say, hey, how's it going? We literally met on Omegle 13 years ago. I watched her pretty much because she was just a little bit younger than me, but she got a family, she's growing up, her kids are growing up, and it's like nice to actually meet. Like, but again, there's a poison. Omegle, when you're on there, 9 out of 10 of the videos would just be guys jerking off, you know. So at least with the
I've
monkey
seen
app,
some weird shit on that app.
at least with the monkey app, I haven't. I think I've seen one bad guy come on so far, but that's.
Oh no, sir. Then you just haven't been on
actually,
at
and
the
that's
right
it.
time.
And that's what I've been told. That's what
Yeah.
people told me. Is like, you haven't. I'm like, nope. And like, I just been lucky, I guess. So.
Do you want? I've seen 2 really strange things on Monkey. Would you like to hear them?
Sure.
I saw a female. Like you hit the next button, there's a female laying on her bed, not a stitch of clothes on, pulls an iPhone out of her pocket, so to speak. Okay, and then I saw a male.
do the same thing.
No, he was. The camera was showing him from like the belly button down. Okay, I
Okay.
wasn't streaming. I just ended stream. Thank God.
Yeah.
The camera's showing him from like the belly button down. Wasn't wearing any clothes. Sitting in like a dining room chair, a wood chair. Had a 2x4, like if you can picture him butt naked, and his crack was sitting on the 2x4, and it was sticking out between his legs.
Oh.
Okay, and he took his. I'm sorry for you men. He put his nutsack on that 2x4 and drilled a nail through his nutsack into the 2x4. So get ready.
Yeah,
You
I'm
just
good.
ain't been
Yeah.
on Monkey on the right night.
Yeah,
I think
no.
I think I'm done now. I think
You might not be
I'm
back
done
now.
Yeah.
There's some crazy crap on there.
No, the internet is a bad thing. Like, we use the internet, and you if you use the internet for good. But one thing I do hate about the internet is there's too much information out there now. Like, for instance, and I'm not gonna go deep into it, but with all the wars going on right now and all the death and stuff, the human brain is not supposed to see that. It's sad, but we're not supposed to be flipping through our phones and seeing that. And that's just what makes people more depressed and stuff. I know that sounds very selfish to say, but you're not supposed
You're right.
you're not like that stuff.
Well,
makes it
yeah,
in the
I
long
mean,
run, right? Like,
overexposure
Yeah, it's
leads to
bad.
desensitization.
don't get me wrong, it
Desensitization,
sucks
whatever,
for
you
them
know?
over in the countries that have this war right now. But just because one place is bad, like, let's help them. Let's figure this stuff out. But doesn't mean everyone has to suffer. And that's what's happening.
True.
People are going crazy and having mental issues because of these wars. Because people are fighting. They're picking sides. With the Russia-Ukraine war, I was like, I want the war to end. I got attacked because they're like, you're pro-Russia. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm pro no war. Let's stop the war. Let's stop children, kids. They're kids. I'm like
Yeah.
18, 19-year-old kids.
My
They're
stance
dying,
is very
you know what I mean?
simple.
So,
I'm for peace.
yeah, no war.
Me too.
But if you're no war, you're clearly pro-Russia then, which makes no sense to me, right? That means I don't know. But yeah, I think we do have one more story left.
Yeah, I think the logic there was you're pro-Russia because you're telling Ukraine to surrender. Is the logic they tried to twist on people who said they
Maybe.
wanted this war to end. They're like, well, okay, if you want that, that means Ukraine surrendering, so therefore you're
lied.
pro-Russia. It's such a ridiculous thing.
Yeah.
So annoying people do
I
that
don't
shit. It's
wanna
like,
see
no,
Russians
I
die.
like
I don't
peace,
wanna see
actually.
Ukraine-
Turns
don't wanna
out I
see
like
Ukrainians
peace.
die. Yeah, I don't want to see Ukrainians die. I don't want to see Russians die. I don't want to see gays, people from Gaza, Palestinians die. I don't want to see Jewish Israel people die. I don't want to see anybody die. But yeah, that's all you see nowadays if you go on X or Twitter or anything. So.
That's so true.
All right, we have one last story here. Mike,
Yeah.
if you want to take it.
From Gizmodo.
This is a good one.
Hey, we talked about this at the beginning, not before stream. Montana man pleads guilty to create a massive Franken sheep with animal parts.
Clown.
Clone. Sorry, clone. My bad. That's what I was like. Oh, but get the.
That was some dyslexia going on.
There. The O and L, yeah. Cloned animal parts. So what? So he was cloning animals. What?
I guess the plan was to let people hunt the largest sheep in the world on private ranches in the U.S.
That's craziness.
That's a cool plan, I think.
Okay.
But wait, why is he using different parts? What do you mean? What does that mean by parts? You can't make it. You can't take parts, can you?
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
You don't have to clone a sheep to make it look massive. Have you seen those suckers before they shave the wool off? They look massive.
Yeah.
Can you give him a bunch of...
grow his wool for a year or two. He'll look like the biggest sheep on the planet.
This is just two skulls of Marco Polo sheep. That's just not related to the ones that this guy's making.
An 80-year-old man in Montana pled guilty Tuesday to 2 felony wildlife crimes involving his plan to let paying customers hunt sheep on his private ranches. Okay, but these weren't just any old sheep. They were massive hybrid sheep created by illegally importing animal parts from Central... Animal parts?
Animal parts!
From Central Asia, cloning the sheep and then breeding and embryos, hybrids.
How in the Hades?
What in the... I don't get what they did
here. Does he have a science lab or something? Does he some crazy
animal
scientist?
Parts. What animal parts?
This man needs professional help.
Well, he's 80. He can run for president. He should run for president.
He might be better than the choices we got now.
Come on, he's 80. He's in that age group. So yeah, 200. He has 18. I've lost where we were there.
Well, I just scrolled down. We're at the top.
Okay. You take it away if you want, Dustin.
Arthur, 80 years old, owns and operates a 215-acre alternative livestock ranch in Montana, where he started this operation in 2013, according to a press release from the US DOJ. Alternative livestock includes hybrids of mountain sheep, mountain goats, and other large mammals, which are often used for trophy hunting by wealthy people. Okay, I didn't know you could do this. I didn't know this was a job you could get. You could do.
I didn't either.
Isn't that how horror movies start? You know,
maybe. There is another person involved. They got an unnamed accomplice.
Yeah. Okay. What does he do?
An unnamed accomplice of Schubert kicked off this decade-long scheme by illegally bringing biological tissue from a Marco Polo sheep, the largest sheep in the world, from Kyrgyzstan into the U.S. in 2013. Okay, so that's what they mean by animal parts. They brought in eggs or sperm.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
Of a big sheep to then. Why wouldn't you just breed a bunch of those then? If that's the big one.
Yeah.
Because you can't get them in America or something, or you want to hybrid them.
Order both, an egg and a sperm. Do it all.
So these sheep
order a baby.
300 pounds, with horns that are 5 feet wide. Yeah, those are pretty scary. I've never seen a sheep that big.
Largest
he
sheep
smuggled sheep parts into the U.S., sent them to a lab, which created 165 cloned embryos.
Okay.
These are test tube baby sheep.
Yep. Yeah, wow. Test tube massive baby sheep.
So
so then he put these embryos in use on his ranch, resulting in a single pure genetic male Marco Polo that he named Montana Mountain King, MMK.
MMK. Yeah. How is MMK doing right now? Where's MMK?
I don't know. He's probably hungry.
So then once he made Montana Mountain King, he then used that MMK's semen to impregnate his females. So once he got one Marco Polo of his own out of the process, he could then make as many as he wanted.
Exactly. Just go crazy.
He got really lucky in Pal World breeding.
Oh, my goodness. Turned on some freaking Marvin Gaye and turned the lights down and said, there you go, buddy.
Yeah.
I guess he just started selling them. 15 of them he sold to Minnesota, 37 of them somebody else in Texas.
So he's been selling these, crazy. So they.
Oh no! He sold straws of semen. I didn't know that's how you measured semen.
Straws of semen.
37 straws of MMK semen. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't. First time I've heard that unit of measurement.
Straw.
I've heard of people say a tissue full.
Oh, sock. But
oh, you made it worse.
So
So, but anyways, Schubert also offered to sell an offspring of MMK dubbed Montana Black Magic, MBM. He wanted $10,000 for the son of MMK.
So a straw is a container used to store the semen. That's what it is. So.
Okay, sure. Whatever you want to do with your bull semen.
Yeah.
This is such a
what's
weird
gonna happen to him?
crime.
What's happening to him? What's the charge? Like,
He
what's the
pled
felony?
guilty
Yeah.
to violating the Lacey Act and conspiracy to violate the Lacey Act, which makes it a crime to acquire, transport, or sell wildlife in contravention of federal law.
Huh.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, we don't want invasive species introduced to our
For real.
country.
No, see, that's how you can destroy a whole ecosystem. So.
And I don't know what rationale we have for not wanting to bring this particular breed in, but we have some sort of a
There's
reason.
got to be
right?
a reason.
You remember those boars that are coming to America from Canada? Maybe that's why. We did that story about the pigs coming from Canada to America, and they had the pig border. Do you remember that, Dustin, or no?
I vaguely do.
Yeah,
we did a couple pig stories.
But the fact that he's done all this and he's sold semen straws and things like this, you got to know that somewhere those sheep are already here.
Yeah, they're out there, but
they're already here.
Yeah, and this actually says that he conspired with at least 5 other people who are not named in the indictment, so they're here.
5 years of prison. He's 80
And what is he going to
years
get? Up to 5 years in prison. So that's a maximum, and up to $250,000, which is negligible to somebody who's making this kind of money selling this.
They're probably not going to put him in jail for that. They'll give him a $250,000 fine. He just doesn't have
and
to
no
pay
time.
It. And he doesn't have to
full
pay
fine,
it,
no time,
and
please.
He's going to die, and he doesn't have to pay it. So boom, just like that.
And he can use his semen money to pay the fine.
Yeah. Do they take it? I don't know. Did he even fight lawyer cases? He's like, I'm guilty. Yep.
$250K, that ain't nothing. I made a lot more than that.
I don't know. But
well, he was selling semen for, I think that said 10K, and he sold 37.
Well, no. This was 10K for Montana Black Magic, the son of Montana King.
Well, I wonder what the semen was going for.
I do too. Like, how much do you get per straw?
Yeah,
Google that, Mike.
Yeah.
How much is bull semen worth?
That's not a regular bowl. That's true. That's just like buying a bag of the cheap Coke for $100. But you want the good Coke, you're getting.
I'm not going to Google how much is sheep semen worth. I'm not Googling
just using
that.
drugs as a.
I was about to Google that. I was about to Google how much is sheep semen worth.
I got you.
Oh, my desk is falling apart.
And
here.
did they say this thing's named as Montana Mountain King, but it's a argali is I think what it was called.
Price per dose $75.
But that's for a cow, not.
Is that just a random sheep, or is that a Marco Polo argali sheep?
It was the first thing that popped up.
So on average. My keyboard just
crazy.
Fell, so. But
Heritage Sheep Reproduction says $95 per straw. Estimated cost delivered to the U.S. That's from Shop UK.
Now, delivered. Like, when it comes to the UK, so is it overnighted or something? Or put on
I'll find out.
So, you probably don't want that shit thawing out, right? So.
I assume it would come, packed in something frozen, kind of like
dry ice,
like Jurassic Park, where he pulled it out of the container, something like that,
hopefully the postman doesn't get thirsty and think it's milk or something, like.
Oh my goodness, that would suck.
Hey, mail fraud.
Yeah, for real.
Okay.
This is the same guy. I just found another article here. It says Schubarth paid $400 to a hunting guide for testicles from a trophy-sized Rocky Mountain bighorn sheep that had been killed in Montana. Schubarth extracted the semen from the testicles and used it to breed large bighorn sheep, and sheep crossbred with the argali species.
So.
Okay.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 80, so maybe he's not all there.
Or he is.
Yeah.
Like it said, long scheme. Like it wasn't just a short scheme. They said they've been doing it for a while.
This also mentions as part of his plea deal, he agreed to quarantine any other sheep containing Marco Polo argali genetics and any bighorn sheep that were harvested from the wild.
So they don't have to kill him, eh? That's good. So.
Yeah. Presumably, he just has to quarantine them and let them live out their lives.
Destroy them, right? Like, hey, you have to destroy them so they don't.
It also allows federal wildlife officials to inspect and, if needed, neuter the animals,
So,
which would make sense. You don't really want them breeding. And
sorry, that spider came back, but I got him that time. I'm pretty sure. So,
Oh my goodness.
so I don't like
I don't do
spiders.
spiders. I
I'm
don't
not
either.
either. And there was a video of it, but I'm pretty sure he's dead. But I don't want to lift it up until
They
after
got
the stream.
too many legs and move too damn
Yeah,
fast.
no,
I'm not
I'm pretty sure I
interested.
got
Yeah.
that. Yeah, he's dead. Sorry. I do
No.
not like that was the same one from last week too. I'm pretty sure. So
Oh,
same time.
So one other thing here is apparently Montana specifically, it's illegal to do what this guy was doing.
Okay.
This says captive animal facilities where game species can be raised and hunted were banned in Montana under a 2000 ballot initiative.
Okay.
Mhm.
So they voted to not have this kind of shit, and this guy just kept operating anyways. Not only that, but he was making mutants.
He was trying. So
Cool shit.
and look, I'm not a hunter, but my husband hunts and my dad hunts. And in my opinion, if you have to go to a ranch
that's
where
not
the
hunting, yeah.
animals are basically trapped by
Caged.
borders,
Yeah.
okay, and they're fed at a normal time every day, and then when people come to hunt, they remove the feeders, and then they let them know, hey,
Yeah.
about 3:30, 4 o'clock, that deer is used to having corn
Yeah.
on the ground right here. That's not hunting.
No, that's
That's
not.
waiting. That's
No.
trapping. That's not hunting.
and
Hunting is going to some land somewhere that you have permission to hunt on,
Yeah. And you
setting up a deer stand, setting up a
Mhm.
ground stand or whatever, using all the shit that you can buy that blocks your scent. You know,
Yeah.
using some kind of scent to attract a deer if it's rut season, that kind of thing.
Someplace you're
That's
not allowed, yeah.
hunting.
You're not allowed to
That's
use scents.
hunting.
You're not allowed to use a scent where I'm. But yes, you respect your kill. You respect your kill. You don't lure it. Luring, like I don't know. That's not much more than luring. That is trapping.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is even worse than just luring, like because this is in a fenced area with like it's
Yeah.
not. It's like she said, not even hunting. It's
Yeah.
it's just coming in and killing. Like why?
So,
How do you even get any like joy out of it? I don't understand that. My dad hunts and he makes fun of these kind of people. I don't get it. You
Yeah.
know,
No,
my dad would be out in his tree stand every morning until he got his
Right.
tags filled.
Why do people put cheats in video games? Right? Like I
Yeah.
don't know. So because they're
Well, I don't understand it at all.
they're too lazy to, or I don't know. But
My husband will be gone all day when he hunts. He'll be gone from like daylight till dark 30 when he gets home. He calls it dark 30 because you can't hunt after dark. And he'll come home sometimes and not have anything.
yeah.
And I tell him, I don't understand it because I can go down the road with the lights on and my horn blowing and still hit a damn deer.
Yeah.
And you can't get one to come to you in the woods where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, because
Facts.
because the deer knows that road's probably safer than that place, right? So
I guess so.
Mike, have you ever hit a deer with the car?
no. So
Have you, Nacho?
One time, a friend of mine, Tina, called. She had been at a bar. She was drinking. So she called me to come pick her up. I came and picked her up, was driving her home, and we hit a deer. I hit a deer on the way home, and she could not stop laughing because not only was she drunk, but she couldn't stop laughing because she called me because if she'd have drove home, she'd have had an accident, and then I had an
Yeah,
accident.
Man, you still had
But-
it was gonna happen either way, kind of thing.
Yeah, but the car was still drivable. It just kind of dented up the front driver's side fender a little bit. But I took her home, and she woke up her grown son, who still lived with her. She woke him up, and they went back and got the deer, cleaned the
Yeah.
deer.
yeah, hey, if you're allowed to do that for sure, don't waste the deer, right? So,
Oh yeah, my dad
Um,
was several times growing up would go and get the a roadkill deer that
Yeah.
the game warden would like for some reason I don't know how he had my dad's number, but he did,
Yeah.
and you know
And if they
they'd
just
work it
have-
out or get a tag they could put on it, that kind of thing, and we'd take it home and eat it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hey,
I ate a lot of
obviously,
deer meat,
Thanks for hopping in.
ate a lot of deer meat, a lot of rabbit meat, all kinds of stuff,
Just to
morel
go-
mushrooms,
just
all that
quickly
good
here,
shit.
Obsolete will be joining us on Friday for our show. So
Hi,
Hey,
Obsolete.
excellent.
everybody go give him a pre-follow and pre-love, and we will see him on Friday. And if
Is
things
Obsolete
change,
good
that's
people?
okay, Obsolete, that is 100% fine, but we can try it later. But yeah,
I just dropped you a follow, Obsolete. Nice to meet you.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know if I have anything else.
Nothing more on Frankensheep.
No.
All right, I think that brings us to our conclusion.
Yeah. Do you have anything quick fun stories you want to chat us, or any good streaming stories you want to end the show with? Nachomama.
Let me think. I've been doing this a long time, y'all. It'll be 6 years in August, and there are so many stories that I could tell. And I'll just say that I freaking love my people. If you come in my stream, once I get another computer and I'm back up and running again, if you come in and you're new, know that when you see a name in the chat and you hear me talk to somebody, I'm talking to the name that you see, but I don't call them by the name that you see. For example, y'all been referring to Steve as DJ. To me, that's Steve.
Okay.
TT is TT. D1C is Tommy P. Just Midnight is Crackhead. So if you ever in my chat and you think this old bitch has lost her mind, I'm really talking to the people that you see.
Yeah.
I just know them by different names than their kick name
Oh.
because I've been doing this for 6 years and kick is only a year old. So I've known
Yeah.
them for a long freaking time. Like I love Fuster Cluck. Fuster Cluck is my number one mod. He's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Also,
Well, he just gave me a follow, so thank you for that.
yeah, Buster's amazing. And also, I want to say this real quick because before stream, we talked about the fact both of these guys play GTA roleplay, y'all. They both play GTA roleplay. So I want to personally invite both of you to our new server. It's called Middle Class RP. You can search it on 5M. Just type it in Middle Class RP. It will come up. It is not currently whitelisted. It probably will be in the future, but it's a middle class RP. It's fairly new. It is an amazing city. Tommy P, aka D1C, in the chat, has spent way too much of his own money on the server to get it running properly. And the reason they wanted to do this, I started out as a roleplay streamer, which is why I am Nachomama Gaming, because that was a name created for roleplay. So it just Nachomama stuck. But we played in a lot of cities together. So it's a group of about 10, 12 of us that when we go into a city, we come together. And we've been in a lot of cities where the owners will give some people special treatment or treat some people like crap, or where you get away with stuff like VDM or RDM, depending on who you are. This is not one of those cities. This city is very much streamer friendly and streamer appropriate. And it's just a fun place to hang out. It's serious RP, but at the same time, if you're new to RP and need help, and you ask someone in the city to help you, you're not going to get yelled at or reprimanded for talking about something out of character.
And
because
that's good.
People are there to help.
You do want real RP, but once in a while things do happen or something happens, or you say key instead of muscle or button or things happen, right? So that's good.
Yeah,
right.
Mike, maybe stop punching me every
yeah.
freaking
And
city you go to.
I punched
we're firm
Dustin.
believers. We're firm believers in treating RP like real life, which is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
and
we
in
like that.
real life, I don't know a single individual that robs a bank every day, that robs a convenience store every day, that runs from the cops every day, that shoots a cop every day. In real life, I don't know anyone that does that. But in RP, I know a lot of people that do that every time they fly to the city.
Yeah.
And to us, RP is not about being a freaking criminal all the time. RP is about RP. It's storylines. Create a story for your character. Like my character, for the past 6 years, Nacho's backstory, she came from a big family where she was the unwanted child, and she spent her entire life looking for somebody to just love her for who she is. It took her 6 years to get married in RP.
Yeah,
and that lasted about 2 months. And because she knew he was going to leave her like everybody else has, she ended it. That's a storyline.
Oh, for
Now,
sure.
in real life, I've been married 29 years. Love my husband pieces.
Yeah. So that's good. You want to have that RP, and it's like it is a different life. It's a 100% life.
Right.
It's to help you. Maybe I can't say I started RP about a year ago. It was early February of 23. I started RP, and when I actually met Dustin, right? So and we've been playing it quite a bit since. And yeah, we've been through a lot of cities where they don't care about the beers, or you make a complaint, they're like, "Oh, get to it," and never do. Or the cops are a complete shit, and they don't know how to cop, and it's just not fun, right? So.
Well, let me give you an example of an RP story that happened to me, and I'll shrink it down. I stole a car. 100% stole the car. Cop came, pulled me over, said, "Ma'am, this car's been reported stolen." And I said, "Well, son of a bitch, I said, my uncle called me today and told me that my aunt got really, really drunk last night and he had to go pick her up so she wouldn't drive home. And he wanted me to go get her car today, but he didn't know where her keys were, so I went to get her car. My daddy's currently in prison because he used to steal cars for a living, so I know how to hotwire a car. I hotwired the car. You're right, sir, so it probably did come back stolen. But I swear to you, I'm taking it to my aunt.
Yeah.
He made me call my aunt on speakerphone in the city. I called my aunt. I used the voice of my aunt and my uncle on that phone call with that cop, and the RP situation turned into him talking on the phone to my aunt. And then him understanding and telling her, ma'am, slow down on your drinking, and telling me, be careful taking the car back to them.
That's
RP.
Yeah.
All situations don't have to end in, I stole
Running.
the car, let's run, let's shoot the cops.
I'm a cop on a 1RP server, and that's the thing. You always, I go to pull them over a red light ticket, and then they run. It's like, I was going to give you a ticket. But yeah, that happened to me. I got caught in a stolen car, but then I told him that I was buying this car off of Craigslist. And the guy told me to come pick it up.
Oh,
here. Yeah, you were there. And that was my story. He was like, he I don't know, like, I'm looking for his number. I was like, I can't find it. It's gone. But he's from Craigslist, and he told me to go here, and still got arrested and put in jail. But, you know, at least I tried.
No. See, had I been that cop, I would have RP'd back with you so hard.
Oh, they did.
This is why middle-class RP. Yeah. Look, I know I've said it 100 times. This is why, if you love RP, and I mean RP, I don't mean shooting people and killing people. I mean, if you love RP, come to middle class RP. D1C in your chat right now, that's the one I call Tommy P. He is one of the server owners.
Okay.
That is him.
Yeah, well, probably, I'll definitely, maybe this weekend, I'll reach out to you or whatever, or I'll come double. You wrote that down, right, Dustin?
Yeah,
all you gotta do is search it up on 5M. Just search middle class RP. It'll pull right up.
For sure. But yeah, we actually have there's 3 of us. There's actually 3 to 4 of us, sometimes more, that jump server to server too. So that's something where maybe, I can't promise, but maybe we'll all come take a peek at it. And
are you looking for a server to call home?
I don't know. We just started on a new one. Not a new one, but we just started on one, and it's pretty good, but it's a pretty busy and overran. Like, very hard to get in sometimes.
Pretty much constantly 220 people on.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, so, if you come, ours is, I think it's a 42-person limit right now.
Yeah.
It will be expanded if it needs to be expanded. But if you come into this city, you're gonna meet all the people in the city, and you're gonna make not only some city friends, but you'll make some real life friends too. They're all really cool people.
Actually, what I'm gonna do too one day, it's not gonna be a full episode of Borderline Banter, but on one of my friends' servers, what we're gonna do is we're gonna all go to the news station and have a live studio audience, and we're gonna sit at the broadcast table and have our show in the background with a live studio audience.
Yeah, we're gonna try to do like a role play episode.
Yeah, now that's just gonna be
like in role play and live.
One special episode, but it sounds like it'd be fun to actually have that. So
absolutely.
Right? So, and that's something where maybe we can invite you and your friends if that's something you're down for down the road.
Dude, and not only that, if you want to do that and you need help in a particular server doing that, we can help you do that in our server.
Okay. Well, yeah, I do have some people that work on a server, and they're the ones that brought it up. So I would like to work with them because it was their idea, and I appreciate that.
Absolutely. But if it falls through, you got to back up.
For sure, yeah. You know what? And I spend all my time on my computer. I'm not gonna lie. When I'm not doing a Borderline Banter, I'm playing Fortnite or RP. So
me too. Before my computer died.
Unfortunately. I wish I could even give you some tips, but I know nothing about that. I turned out that RP, every time you go to a new server, it actually saves to your computer, and I didn't know that. And I had 127 gigabytes of GTA RP on my computer that I was not using.
So you hadn't cleared your cache.
I didn't know. I don't know nothing about computers. And I'm sitting here with 2 games on my computer, and I can't even download friggin' Rocket League. I'm like, I got 2 games.
Yeah, I was there's got to be room.
I got a lot of pictures of my cats, but I was so mad. I was like, I guess I gotta go buy a new computer. And luckily, Jay's here in chat. She helped me out, and she figured it out for me. Wow. She loves helping me with my computer work. I think.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Everybody needs a Jay's in their life.
Yeah, so actually, I think she hates me the most when it comes to computers, but she tolerates me and she puts up with me, so that's all that matters.
It's a love-hate
Yeah.
thing. She loves to help
Yeah.
you, but I guarantee you there's sometimes I'll use Victoria as an example. She's one of my people. We call her Womp Womp. She's the Nacho Fam loser.
Yeah.
And we mean that with affection. Me and Buster were trying to help her one night. She couldn't get her headphones to work on her new PC. We spent hours with her. Buster used a team viewer and went into her PC and was trying to help her. Do you know what the problem was?
Wasn't plugged in.
She didn't have the volume turned up.
Oh yeah. Okay, I've done that. I've been there before too, so I can't even make fun.
So, like, we love helping people, but when you have that moment, oh my God, we wanted to choke her the
Yeah.
hell
make
out.
fun. Oh, see, like I'd be that type of person. Like, what happened? It was like, oh well, I just reset it and it worked. I would have never admitted that the volume was down. I would
Yeah,
have been like,
no,
oh yeah.
we were
okay,
about
so-
3 hours in, and I said, Victoria, I said,
Yeah.
not all headsets are the same, but mine has a volume button on the
Yeah.
back of it.
Mine's
I
got
said,
one right
make
there.
sure your volume is up.
Yeah.
And she hit that button, and
Yeah.
she said,
Mhm.
I can hear y'all. I'm like, you bitch.
So, yeah, see, Jay says I'm the type of person that says click here so I can see what's wrong, and I click 3 more times. It's like, oh,
Mhm.
click
For
click,
no
click.
reason. You
So,
just
yeah.
keep clicking like, you said to click! And then you start panicking
But
and
then the
just
thing
clicking.
is, like, but then I don't click, and then it goes quiet.
I am clicking!
She was like, "Why aren't you clicking?" It's like, but that's I appreciate it, and I'll go better. I'll get better one day.
Well, let me say to you two fellas, it was excellent to meet y'all both. I want to thank you for inviting me on the show. I apologize to my community for not being able to be live. However, I thank my community for coming over here and hanging out in the guys' chat. Like, that's amazing of y'all to do that. I love the show. I love the format. I wish Obsolete all the best of fun and luck and banter on Friday. And y'all, if you have not hit the follow button yet, hit the freaking follow button. Okay, hit it. And if you have the ability, sub or gift a sub. And if you don't have the ability, because we all have times where we don't have the ability, share the stream out, share the page out, share the link out. Follow his Twitter. If you look, he's got his Twitter, his Facebook, and his YouTube. Go give him some love on all the platforms. All that is free. It's free.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And to all my followers, I believe she has all the same on her page as well.
I do.
Not that she can get on much of it right now, but she is like check out her Discord. I don't know if she did post it, but check out her Discord because that does help her out.
It wouldn't let me put the link in the
No
chat.
worries. So, but thank you everybody for being here. She already did most of my spiel, but we're on board with you. Thank you. That's my exact spiel I end with every night. But yeah, we're on.
Yeah, she was doing very good at your job. I'm really taking
So
like,
let's
note
get to
of
the
that.
next part. If you want to be on the show, like
Replace-
Nachomama, you can drop us a line. Shoot us an email. We will get back to you, and we will definitely, get you on our show because we always like to hear different opinions and different sides and views.
Yeah, we have this nice little form on our site here that people can fill out too.
Yeah.
The best news to any future female people that may be on the show, they only make you flash your boobs once to get in.
Okay. You're
Yeah,
not
just
you're not
it's
supposed to say
cheap.
that. Yeah.
Compare that to everywhere else.
Um.
You know, shop around, do your own research.
So, and like we end every show, it is okay not to be okay. We actually take suicide
Amen to
awareness
that.
serious here at Borderline Banter. We actually have a whole page on our website dedicated to it. There's a special number 988 that's all over North America. If you need it, call them, reach out. Veterans line, there's a crisis line, lots of help out there. And there's signs to see from friends and family if they're going through something. You might not notice the signs, but if you read, you might be able to see it. But yeah, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you, Nachomama. I really had a
Thank
great
you.
time tonight. I hope you
Me
come
too.
back one time. You're always welcome back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they'll find someone fun to host you. You say Jack Johnson is...
Yeah, Jay says
Okay.
Jack Johnson's RPing, and he's on GTA RP right now.
Jack Johnson's actually a very good voice actor.
Yeah.
So let's head off.
Entertaining as hell guy, and he joins us in several of the cities we go to. He's another good guy. He streams on Kick. So
Yeah, we will be back on Friday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We'll see you there with Obsolete. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.
Bye, chat.
bye.